What are the biggest benefits and drawbacks of geothermal energy at Glenver?
Okay, so I don't know how it specifically relates to Glenver, but I know that geothermal, it has to do with like heat coming from the earth, so I could imagine it's probably better for the earth. So hopefully it's better for Glenver too if we use it here and do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know how Glenver has been most affected by geothermal energy?
Ooh, that I don't know, but hopefully it was good.
And that's okay.
Are you Roanoke County, like do you live in Roanoke County?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you pay more taxes to install geothermal energy in order to better preserve the environment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save the earth, save the bees, save the butterflies.
Yes.
Love them all.
What are your biggest concerns with geothermal energy?
Probably that I don't know enough about it, and I feel like being in the education system, if I don't know a lot about it, I think about the people who are maybe not in the education system who probably also don't know about it, so probably just awareness.
If you had to choose what energy source what would you choose for Glenver? If you had the choice.
I'd probably have to research it, but probably whatever is the most sustainable and also effective, because I think there's a lot of people who use a lot of energy, which is important to the education, but it's also important to think about the earth too.
So the most like cost efficient and environmental friendly?
Yeah, I'd say if you could find a good balance of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that might be
Be
solar.
Okay, cool.
I think it's solar.
Yeah, well, that's all.
Yay!
Thank you.
That's okay, I like this
What
one.
are the biggest benefits and drawbacks of geothermal energy at Glenver?
The biggest benefits, I think, if the system runs effectively and efficiently, it can be environmental friendly. So there's that, because it can save like other, we're not burning other resources and like harming the environment.
Governor Mike
The drawback is I do not think the system is super efficient. If you notice like the temperatures in our building, like it can be in the winter and it's still cold. Sometimes the classrooms get massively hot. So like I think the system just doesn't run as smoothly as I think it should. Where if you're using like coal to heat or electricity to cool down, like I think you get a little bit more of a efficient system.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're as cost efficient.
How has geothermal energy most affected Glenver?
I think it's provided a fairly stable system. Again, it's got its flaws, but it's got a fairly stable system. And again, I think it's environmentally friendly.
How does geothermal energy directly affect students at Glenver?
Well, the overall temperature of the building. So, if you notice you're walking around with a sweatshirt on right now, it might be running a little bit colder in here than we would like. And then, honestly, I think it makes it a little bit more difficult to get it up to like a warm, comfortable temperature because it is using those geothermal wells that are coming from the core, down in the earth. So, but all in all, I think the system does okay. It's not something that you have to rely on coal being delivered all the time, like an old boiler system and schools that were built in like the 70s haven't been updated. So, and then it doesn't also have gas running to the building, which I would view as could be, if that system fails, could end up becoming like a fire hazard. You know what I mean? So, yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are your biggest concerns with geothermal energy?
I don't really have any concerns with it. Again, so it's not the most polished system, but it still operates, and so our building is still able to function. So maybe the cooling system not working as efficiently when it's super hot outside, because then that becomes just uncomfortable for the students, and if you don't if you're hot and uncomfortable, you're not going to learn as well.
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest concern.
If you had the choice, what energy source would you choose for Glenver?
I do not have a complete answer for that. I would like to know more research behind solar energy, and to see what other school systems are using that and see how efficient that is within the building, because I know it's a lot of upfront cost. But if it if it would eventually save enough money to where it becomes cost efficient over time, because that would be a natural resource, you know, where it's not harming the environment.
Okay, so solar.
Solar.
So what are the biggest benefits and drawbacks of geothermal energy at Glenver?
Well, the best thing is that it's energy from the earth, so you don't have to pay for it. You're not using a natural resource like electricity or coal or oil or anything like that. So that's a good thing. So environmentally, it's really good. Save money because it costs less. I'd say the biggest problem is working out the kinks. I know that we've had a lot of problems with the system, but all in all, I think that once technology gets better, like we should move forward more with this kind of energy. So,
How is geothermal energy most affected Glenver?
how's it most effective? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's used pretty much every day. So I think that, in place of using oil or coal or anything like that, we're using the Earth's natural resources. So.
Why is geothermal energy so important for preserving the environment?
Well, kind of like I said, we're not putting anything bad in the atmosphere. Okay, so we're not increasing any kind of global warming or anything like that. It comes from the earth, and it's free. So it's really no impact as far as I can see.
What are your biggest concerns with geothermal energy?
I would say just working out all the kinks in the system. Getting it working more efficiently.
And then if you had to choose, what energy source would you choose for Glenver?
I like solar. I think if we had solar panels all on the roofs, I think that would be really, really cool because there's so much roof space that, and it's not used for anything. Why not put solar panels on the roof? I know that Roanoke City schools have done this, and so we can get free electricity. And that's like something that's really low impact. So I think maybe Roanoke County Schools should look into something like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.